We do not remember days, we remember moments. If you wish to travel far and fast, travel light. Take off all your envies, jealousies, unforgiveness, selfishness, and fears. Traveling is brutality. It forces you to trust strangers and to lose sight of all that familiar comfort of home and friends. Perfect behavior is born of complete indifference. We do not free ourselves from something by avoiding it, but only by living through it. A dream is a creation of the intelligence, the creator being present, but not knowing how it will end. Every luxury must be paid for, and everything is a luxury, starting with being in this world. Life without smoking is like the smoke without roast. There is something incident in words. You will be loved the day when you will be able to show your weakness without the other person using it to assert his strength. Woman gives herself as a prize to the weak and as a prop to the strong, and no man ever has what he should. Life is pain, and enjoyment of love is an anesthetic. If it were possible to have a life absolutely free from every feeling of sin, what a terrifying vacuum it would be. Don't mix wine and woman. But the real tremendous truth is this: suffering serves no purpose whatever. The whole problem of life then is this: how to break out of one's own loneliness and how to communicate with others. There is only one pleasure, that of being alive. All the rest is misery. You have got to understand life. Understand it when you are young. From someone who doesn't want to share your destiny, you should neither accept a cigarette. Remember, writing poetry is like making love. One will never know whether one's own pleasure is shared. We can all do good deeds, but very few of us can think good thoughts. No one marries for money. They are all clever enough before marrying a millionaire to fall in love with him first. Waiting is still an occupation. It is having nothing to wait for that is terrible. The art of living is the art of knowing how to believe lies. Love is the cheapest of religions. You will hear words old and spent and useless like costumes, left over from yesterday's party. The only joy in the world is to begin. It is good to be alive because living is beginning, always, every moment. What we desire is not to possess a woman, but to be the only one to possess her. One stops being a child when one realizes that telling one's struggle does not make it any better. Death is a response, but the thought of death disturbs all response. We commit two wrongs when we fail to right a wrong. Not believing in anything is also a religion. The slowness of time for a man who knows nothing will happen is brutal. Writing is a fine thing because it combines the two pleasures of talking to yourself and talking to crowd. We like to have work to do so as to have the right to rest. We must never say, even in fun, that we are disheartened because someone might take us at our word. It's pointless to cry. One is born and dies alone. Here is always a clash between our spirit and someone else's body. But all years are stupid. It's only when they are over that they become interesting. When you dream, you are an author, but you do not know how it will end. Generations do not age. Every youth of any period, any civilization, has the same possibilities as always. Human imagination is immensely poorer than reality. All sins have their origin in a sense of inferiority, otherwise called ambition. Because to despite money, one must have plenty of it. All our most scared affections are merely prosaic habit. What is to come will emerge only after long suffering, long silence. A man succeeds in completing a work only when his qualities transcend that work. I spent the whole evening sitting before a mirror to keep myself company. Someone who has suffered is no longer the same. Love is desire for knowledge. We obtain things when we no longer want them. The consent of suffering has begun.